Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Jordy, and welcome back to F1 24. It's been a few months. I did quit this game right at the end of July, and for good reason, and I am sticking by that. We are not returning to F1 24 permanently. This is what I promised to do all the way back when I dropped that I'm done with F1 24 video, and that is to drive the F2 2024 cars, because they are entirely new, a completely new chassis, and I am being forced to choose fan zones. I don't really care. Why is Logan Sargent still here? Where's Colin Pinto? I don't know, man. All right, favorite driver, Fernando Alonso. All right, whatever. Moving on. Come on, I want to get into the actual F2 gameplay. But this is wasting my time. Bro, come on. I know how fan zone works. I've been there, done that. Reached the top of the leaderboards, everything. Why is VCar there? Oh, because they were top of the leaderboards, and then Hulkenberg was top of the drivers. Okay, whatever. That's fan zone stuff. Wow. Look at this. You know, honestly, going from F1 23, like going from F1 24 back to 23 and now back to 24, really, they feel so samey in terms of these menus. But anyway, here we go into the showroom with our F2 2024 car. I am a big fan of this. It looks like a blend between, you know, an F1 car and a Super Formula car, especially with that rear wing. That rear wing is beautiful. I absolutely love it, honestly. And yeah, there's the difference. So this is the old F2 car, not just the 2023 chassis, but all the way back to 2018. It was the same sort of body, same chassis. And now we've got an entirely new one that is apparently a lot closer to today's F1 cars, and these are also going to be outdated in a couple of years' time, so we might see another new chassis, hopefully. But yeah, here we go. So we've got the best thing about F2 for me is all the different liveries, as well as, obviously, it's equal machinery. But yeah, we got the ARTs, we've got the Premas, so these are the... Prema's going to be completely different next season, because we've got Ollie Behrman, who's set to join Haas next season. He's already had a race for Ferrari and Haas this season in F1. We've got Kimi Antonelli, who's been really hyped up, and he will be the Mercedes second driver next season. We've got the Rodin Carlin boys, or I guess now it's Rodin Motorsports, so it's not Carlin anymore. Look at that, we got the Kick Sauber livery, which is really cool. And we got a Toyota livery. What? Toyota Gazoo Racing. That's dope. That's really cool. And we got Jack Crawford, Manuel Correa. He's still in F2. That's crazy. I remember he was my second driver in F1 2020, my team. Kushmini. Oh, that is beautiful. So that's an Alpine. Like, he's sponsored by Alpine, but it's yellow and black like Renault. That's really cool. And then we got the random BWT sticker, which looks completely out of place. And we've got Gabriel Bortoletto, who is a McLaren driver, but is apparently might be the Sauber driver next season, which doesn't make much sense to me. Like, why wouldn't it be Zane Maloney? Like, that, he's the Sauber guy. You know, I'm pretty sure Théo Pourchaire is another one that was sponsored by Sauber last season, but he's a McLaren driver. Like, why not Pourchaire? Pourchaire's the guy who won the championship last year. I don't know. We got Dennis Hauger in MP Motorsport, and my boy Franco Colapinto, who is the current Williams second driver for the second half of the season. I'm pretty sure he'll be back in F2 next season. That will be allowed, but yeah, that's him there. We got Enzo Fittipaldi for Van Amersfoort. That is a really nice inclusion of the Kick logo on the car there. That's a really nice livery, honestly. When we get F1 25 and we start the career, definitely this is definitely going to be on the top of my list on what vehicle I'd want to drive. This looks beautiful. Got Cordial. Oh, the high tech really reminds me of the early 2000s McLarens, so that's really cool. We got Campos, all Red Bull. Reminds me of the 2023 F2 cars, which were practically all Red Bull. We've got the Trident guys, and we've got AIX Racing, so this is new. Well, the Brown team isn't new, but the actual name of it is. What was it last season? It was all the way at the end. I'm going to miss the Carlin name, I'm not going to lie. Which one was it? Oh yeah, it was PHM Racing. I wonder why they've changed the name then. I've not really kept up to date with F2, to be honest. Other than the odd highlight here and there. But yeah, there you go. So that is all our F2 cars for 2024. We'll be driving those full time in F1 25 in the career mode. So I'm really looking forward to doing a full F1 25 career mode with much better handling, seeing as though it'll be made by the F1 23 guys. So I think the first thing we really need to do is actually just get into a time trial and immediately drive one of these cars. So I want to play as Colapinto when we actually get into a race, but since we'll be playing as myself, let's go with Van Amersfoort. As of right now, I really like this design on this car, so honestly, yeah. If I end up choosing any F2 car for the next game, it's probably going to be that, and we're going to be able to race alongside the likes of Behrman and Antonelli, and then we'll be going up with them into F1. It really reminds me of F1 2019, where you had that little storyline with Devin Butler and Lucas Weber, and you went up with them to F1. It was really, really cool. And speaking of that, I really do miss the interviews. They should bring that back. The interviews was one of the best parts of the F1 game. So here we are in the new F2 24 chassis made by Dallara. The steering wheel certainly looks certainly an interesting one with the whole camo thing going on. The top of it actually looks very much like the Red Bull. And to be honest, the actual steering wheel kind of reminds me a bit of the Williams wheel a little bit at the bottom half, with the handlebars anyway, but the actual top of it, which is what we'll see the most of when we're driving, actually properly reminds me of Red Bull. So let's get into it. So this is my first laps of F1 24 since July. And this will probably be my very last laps that we play on this game. But the cars won't feel drastically different to the F2 cars in the last game. So I'm not really playing F1 24 anymore. But yeah, here we go. And the default Ghost is actually rapid. Oh, and it slows down. That was weird. But here we go. Our first braking point. Steering's a bit weird. Oh, wow. Okay. So the handling is drastically different to the F2 cars of previous. I know a lot of people have been saying, like, when these were added to F1 24, that they didn't handle too different from the F2 23 cars. But if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you'd know that they actually did change the handling for the F2 cars in advance for these cars, because they were all the same. Like, when you play the F2 cars from F1 2019 up until 23, they feel the same, they have the same engine noise every single year. But then when we played them in this game, oh, I forgot how bad the braking could be. When we played them in this game, it definitely felt different, and yeah, it feels different just from that corner right there. So the handling is actually different, it's just that they also applied it to the 2023 cars for this game. So if you go back to F1 23, you'll very quickly find out that they did change the handling for the F2 cars, but they decided to apply them to the old ones as well, so it is a bit confusing. But yeah, here we go. Look at this. I actually really like this chassis. I'm a big fan of it, to be honest. You know what, we'll go cockpit view for this second lap, why not? See if we can set a better lap as well. It won't be too hard after that hairpin. So here we go. We spent most of our time in cockpit cam. Most of our time was spent in cockpit cam and the onboard offset right there. So yeah, here we go. Just braking hard. Sometimes the steering isn't responding, which is very weird, but whatever. I don't know how they dropped the ball on this game so hard. Honestly, like, with all the new career mode stuff, all they had to do was leave the handling as was. It was fine. dumb down the curbs a little bit, like make them not as deadly, and you would have had a great game, in my opinion. But sales have gone down drastically because I think people played the beta and felt that the cars felt absolutely horrendous and just didn't buy the game. And quite honestly, maybe I should have done that. I bought the game mainly for the career mode, for the new career mode stuff. I didn't like how it felt in the beta at all. At all. I hated it. But it was beta 1 when I played it, and me and everybody that played beta 1 made those issues very clear from the get-go. But it feels like F1 Codemasters is getting run a lot like the Call of Duty developers, where you have the one developer, Infinity Ward, which have their way of going about things and will not change and will not deviate from doing that, which is the guys who made F1. So obviously they made the greats of the past. So we had Infinity Ward that made you know, the OG Modern Warfares that were amazing, goated games. And then you have the new Modern Warfares that are some of the worst Call of Duties in the series. It's kind of like this, you know, where you got Codemasters, this side of Codemasters that made great games like 2016, 2018, 2020, but then also made some of the worst games in the franchise, the ones that got the worst reception, like F1 22 and this one, and they just haven't seemed to learn from their lesson. And then you got the other side of Activision that work on Call of Duty, which is Treyarch, who have made all the Black Ops games and have never really let anybody down, even if they provided a mid-game, you know, like Black Ops 4, for example, which didn't have a campaign. And that's kind of like Codemasters here, where we got the guys that made F1 2017, that made, that should have been track limits. They made F1 2017, 2019, 2021, 23, where they're not exactly adding too much big stuff to the franchise, besides the story mode, of course. But they are providing a solid experience every single time. It's exactly like that, the way I see it anyway. So it's like, basically, I'm deciding to do with these F1 games what I'm doing with Call of Duty, where I'm just ignoring Infinity Ward stuff. So I'm ignoring the even-numbered F1 games, you know? I'll get F1 26, because that is the whole new era. Like, that's enough reason in itself. You know, new regulations and everything, but after that, they really got to step it up. I might not even get 26 at launch. I might actually just wait. I think I'll leave it and let it all depend on the beta. Like, I'll play the beta for F1 26 and decide from there what I'm going to do. Because you can play the beta for free. You don't have to pre-order, you know? So it's a great opportunity to just test whether or not you even want to get the game. Whether or not the game's even worth it. Like, I think I'll get 26 eventually anyway, but if it's a bad game like this one, I'll just wait till it goes on offer or something, you know? But yeah, I think, honestly, you should just stick to the odd-numbered F1 games at this point. So, F1 25, no doubt in my mind, I think that'll be a good game. Obviously, I'll still play the beta just to see, but I'm very confident that that'll be a good game, and, you know, so will F1 27. But if 26 is bad, then I think I'm just going to stick to the odd-numbered F1s from then on, you know? Because at that point, what are we really losing? Like, yeah, I have to wait an extra year for a new career mode feature, but apparently, from what I've seen of people who have done multiple seasons of the F1 career mode in this game, apparently it wasn't that good anyway. In fact, in some ways, it actually made the game worse in terms of transfers and stuff. Vending machine trophy. That's weird. What's that for? Complete a goal from each of the 7 vendors. So, complete a goal in each of the 7 vendors from F1 World. Alright. So, yeah, that's kind of just how I feel about these F1 games at some point. Like, at this point, you know, I was going to say they're not inherently bad, and I mean, you know, there's obviously things to like about F1 24, but that's if you haven't got the game in years. Like, if you played F1 23, or if you even played F1 22, there's just no reason for you to get this game over those 2 games, you know? F1 22, apparently that improved quite a bit towards the end of its life cycle, and I don't doubt it. Like, the dirty air, that was really bad in this game is probably not nearly as bad in 22, even though the AI probably had acceleration issues for sure. No, they did. The ERS, that's exactly how it should be in F1 22. Like, I don't doubt that 22 is a better game than 24. So why not go with that one? Hell, no. Just go with 23. Literally, just go with F1 23 and then play the 25 beta and see how you feel about that. Because honestly, 23 is a really good game. And if you haven't played it, I think you put a lot of hours into that game's career mode. The career mode was actually really good in F1 23, in my opinion. I'm really enjoying going back to it currently. But yeah. So that was basically my my one-time handling of these F2 cars right here. Beautiful, honestly. I really love the chassis. This will be my last time playing F1 24, most likely. I mean, I might come back to it, like, going into F1 25, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a video just directly talking about why it was so bad. I don't know, but... That's basically everything I've got to say about that. So, to round off this video, we're going to go do a race in the F2 cars. So, as much as I want to play as Kimi Antonelli or Ollie Behrman, everybody else is doing that. But I'm a Williams fan anyway, so we're going to go. We won't do Bahrain. What track do I feel like doing? We can honestly go straight out of left field and just do Portimao. Let's do Portimao. Why not? Why the hell not? And let's do. Oh, I forgot what team. I forgot what team my boy was on. Oh my god, I can't believe I've forgotten it already. Was it ART? Is it ART that he's on? No, that's Zach O'Sullivan. Although I could also play as O'Sullivan. He's part of the Williams Driver Academy. Oh, we can have a look at everybody's faces here. So, yeah, we got Victor Martins, Zach O'Sullivan, Oliver Behrman, obviously. And then we've got Kimi Antonelli, Zane Maloney, Ritomo Miata, Jack Crawford, Correa has had the exact same face scan since 2020, I bet. Kushmini, Bortoletto, Dennis Hauger, my boy Colapinto, Enzo Fittipaldi. He's still a Red Bull guy. Villa Gomez, Cordial, Aron, Hajar, Marty. We could see Hajar in the V-Carb seat eventually. There's the Trident guys. These guys have been the same for years, I swear. Dirksen and Barnard. Okay, so we're going to play as my boy Franco Colapinto. He has scored points in his first 2 races, I think. Did he score points in Monza? I'm pretty sure he did. He definitely scored points in this past weekend at Baku. So he's been great. Honestly, I think he deserves an F1 seat. It's just a shame that we've got Sainz instead. Like, I kind of don't want Sainz anymore after seeing Colapinto in the F1 seat, you know? It's definitely going to be a strange one. I am not playing this AI difficulty at my usual of 95. I don't know why it was 100. I'm going to play 85. That's how I started F1 23, and that is my kind of casual chill difficulty now. What's the weekend structure? What we're doing with that? Yeah, we'll do 5 laps, feature only. Weather and time of day. We'll do the realistic and then perfect. Let's go. Definitely weird to be playing this again. It feels like years. You know, it feels like this is like our F1 24 1 year later video, you know? But it's not. Alright, where are we starting? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Alright, let's go. Let's go with the onboard, that's what I'm used to. So we got no ERS whatsoever, it's just all down to skill. Yeah, well, towards the back of the grid, unfortunately. So here we go, this is my first... I think this might actually be my first F2 race. Oh my god, everybody's going so slow around there. And we've just passed Kimi. See if I can maybe roll the car through. Ow. Definitely not the best idea ever. Oh, and Antonelli getting rough. And obviously, the AI don't back off in this game like they do a little bit in F1 23. That was perfectly timed there. Awesome. AI gets a little bit of a stronger acceleration right there. I really want to make the move to the inside of Barnard, but didn't have the space. Now we do. Yeah, racing is definitely a bit more difficult. I wish they'd keep the difficulty a bit more consistent between each game, you know? I had a really hard time finding what difficulty suited me in F1 24, like, especially towards the beginning. I think I had it at like 90. I had it as low as 75 in the beta. It was really bad in the beta. Like, if you thought when the game came out, if you thought that was bad, you did not play the beta. It was really bad. You had no chance of keeping up with the AI in that. Bear in mind, I came from F1 23's 95 difficulty, and I was able to push it at 100 at Bahrain. And we're talking Bahrain in terms of the F1 24 beta. I had to put it down as low as 75. It was absolutely atrocious. Really bad. You know? And I was just so excited about getting new career mode content that I just let it cloud my judgment. And that was pretty much the only reason I got this game. If it was the exact same as 23, if they weren't adding anything new to the career mode, and it was just, you know, everything else that they added, then I would not have gotten this game. Absolutely not. And I would not have recommended it neither. I had such a bad time with this game at launch. Get out of my way. I'm flashbacking now. That was atrocious. I had such a horrible time with this game at launch. Torrid time. The worst experience that I've ever had in an F1 game was this game. It was genuinely that bad. But yeah, the F2 racing ain't too bad. AI is definitely a lot quicker than I'm used to on any other F1 game, to be quite honest with you. I think they definitely made it a bit more difficult in this game. No, not even think, like I know. This right here, that is the worst feature they added. They made dirty air too strong in this game, and no one really talks about that. You know? To me, that was the worst part. Like, that's what made me quit this game. It was the dirty air. It was so difficult to catch up to other cars. Like, it's not so bad in the F2 section of the game, but in F1, it was awful. And that's just not how they are in real life anymore. The grid is a lot closer now. But it feels like every car that you race against, like the AI, is the 2022 Aston Martin. You know, with that absolutely atrocious rear wing that threw up so much dirty air behind them that it was one of the more difficult cars to get past. This game is like that. This is like F1 24 racing is what I imagine real life 2022 would have been like, and maybe that's what they were going for, because obviously they didn't have much to go off when making F1 22, other than a few months. Whereas 24 they've had a couple of years, but I don't know. It seems like the actual racing and stuff is outdated to real life. Like, if it felt like this in F1 23, it would have made a little bit of sense. But I don't know. I don't know, man. It's genuinely just not a good game. Realistic or not, you know, it's just not a fun game to me. We are slowly making progress as we look to catch up to Dirksen here. Really not used to having to let off the throttle there. See if we can get as much slipstream on this guy as possible. Very slowly catching up to him. And I'll brake a lot later there as well. Whatever. So we now catch up to Victor Martins. I think we might be able to get a P4 by the end of the race. I think that's what we're going for. Yeah, I'm having fun with this. I quite like how the F2 cars feel in this game. I think it was an improvement, to be honest. I think the F2 cars were an improvement in this game over all the other games, but that's because, of course, they were changing the handling to get ready for these cars, so, you know. But yeah, this definitely feels a lot better than those other cars did in prior games. But yeah, you can see where I'm gaining a lot of time with this lower difficulty. Like, I'm gaining it a lot in the corners, whereas, like, when we get onto the straights and stuff, it's like the AI have this little boost to them. That was really bad at launch. It was really bad in the beta. Absolutely atrocious. Yeah, we could definitely catch up to Zach O'Sullivan here. But yeah, we're all over the curbs in this game. I wonder how F125 is going to feel. I really hope they don't do it as ridiculous as they did in F123 with the curbs, you know. You know what, I'm feeling a little podium here. I think we could get a podium. Just got to catch up to Jack Crawford over here. Might put in a little dive bomb to the inside. There we go, there's a podium position. He's going to keep fighting us for it though. But we get past him. There we go. So we got a podium. Not bad. Yeah, the racing in F2 feels great, and that's never been a secret that it feels a lot better than the F1 cars do. That's for sure. Honestly, the game looks almost exactly the same as F123, to be quite honest. Like, you're really not missing much if you're stuck with that game. And I'm glad I went back to it, to be honest, because I'm having a much better time with it. Like, even if I get the craving to use the new liveries, you know, 2024 liveries, I actually have the preview cars since I got the discount Champions edition for this game. So I get the preview cars in 23, so it's like I still get that little fix. You know, the only thing I'm really missing out on are these cars, but I know I'm going to use them a lot in the next game.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well, there you go. That was a fun race around Portimao, and yeah, that is our last proper live gameplay video of F124. To be honest, I have a lot of spare footage.
Barbados has beaten them all.
Yeah, skip it.
And there you have it. Today's winners, having raised some of the biggest names in F1 to date, Carlin have once again shown their expertise.
Wait, so it's still Carlin?
New talent. No doubt today's winners have a...
Or is that, I don't know. Is it still Rodin Carlin? Or is it just Rodin Motorsport? Who knows? What was I saying there? Yeah, I have a lot of extra footage from my ranked series where we went all the way to Elite that I haven't uploaded yet. I think I'm just going to compile all that footage together for the Goodbye F124 video that we do just before F125. I think that's what we'll do. I've got unread mail. May as well open these since it's the last time I'll ever log on to this game. Congratulations on reaching Gold 1 Division this season. I'm still in Gold 1. I've not played for 2 months. I have not played the game in 2 months. Am I still Gold 1? Let's go into Ranked. I am. I'm still Gold 1. That's not bad, you know. So if you put a lot of work in, you could probably stay in Gold. Well, not probably. Clearly you can. But I don't miss playing Ranked on this game, that's for sure. Not with all the dirty air involved. But I know F123 was worse, because you had the 25% races for Ranked. And then people would quit, and you would get, like, absolutely no points. But it might be better now. I haven't tried it. I think what I'm going to do is finish up my career mode series on the next gen version, and then we'll hop back to the last gen version to at least get the gold trophy on PlayStation for it. But yeah, oh, I should check. Have a look at the store. Let's see if it's still as bad as it was 2 months ago in terms of liveries. We do have new liveries, but let's actually have a look. How many? Oh my god. In 2 months, you've added 3 liveries! We got Apex Hunter, Clockwork, and Raging Thunder. To be fair, they're not bad. These liveries are really good. Like, these were basic at launch. I quite liked Simplicity. and obviously it's called Simplicity, but Aquamarine and Old Glory. Old Glory had some nice overalls and stuff, but yeah, this was whack. You go back to F123 right now. You got loads galore. What's even in the podium pass? Oh my god. Galactic. Yeah, pretty much the same as usual. It is better than what F123 did. Oh, it's two different runs. Yeah, that's a lot better than what F123 ended up doing with the podium pass. Like, it was just like these rewards. Okay, it's not too bad, but like, you're playing a shitty game. So, are you really winning there? Alright, well guys, that is our final F124 video. I don't really know what I'm going to call this, because I can't really call it my final F124 video, because it won't be, and we won't even drive the F1 cars anyway. I don't know. We'll see what I do if we come back to this game to do any more content next year towards F125's launch, but yeah, that's about it. See you later, guys. Peace.